Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're talking about the things that you should never do when learning a new language.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
Because they can just discourage you, they can slow down your progress, or well, do anything out there that is not good for your learning. So are you ready, guys? If yes, then don't forget that like button for me, and let's go in just 3, 2, 1. Let's begin. And the tip number 1, guys, is do not waste too much time on grammar. And I'm sorry, I know I'm saying it a lot in my videos, but this is really important. And today I'm telling you, do not waste too much time on grammar. You have to waste some of your time on grammar, but not too much. So you just have to learn the basics of grammar to know how to speak simple sentences, and then you just keep learning in conversations. So you don't read books, you don't read rules, you just listen to native speakers or to other people that have higher level than you, and you're trying to memorize how they speak, the way they are speaking, and then you don't need to learn actual rules because you already know how to speak that sentence out, right? And the tip number 2, guys, is do not waste your time on the materials that you don't like, that are probably boring to you. It has to be interesting, it has to be fun. If it's not, then you're going to drop it in some time. You have to be interested in learning, you have to be interested in the materials that you have. Probably you're learning English with movies, so you're interested in watching movies because you like movies, or you're playing games in English, or you're listening to music in English, or you love your teacher a lot, like not romantically, I mean, but you just like that teacher, right? So you have to enjoy the process, and then you're going to see results faster because you are enjoying it and you just don't want to stop. The next one, guys, is please do not be inconsistent. This one is very important. It's not like motivation or like, dislike some kind of learning. No, this is actually one of the most important things in learning anything out there in the world. You have to be consistent. You can't just like come today to school, learn for 10 hours and then forget it for a week or 2 or even a month, then come back and learn for another 10 hours. It's going to be just useless. You're just going to waste those 10 hours and you're hard working. Now you have to be consistent. You have to study at least 2 times a week. This is the bare minimum. 2 times a week. Once a week is nothing. 2 times a week is not a lot either. 3 times a week is much better, and more than 3 is just great. But also don't overwhelm you guys. It doesn't have to be too much. 3 or 4 times a week would be great, would be enough. Other days you can study too, but just like simple things. Maybe listen to English song, watch an English TV show or movie, something like this, but don't overwhelm you because you're going to lose your passion quickly. The next one, guys, is don't worry about speaking too soon. And I know I've said in my previous videos that you have to speak from the first day of your learning, and that is right. You have to try at least, but you don't have to worry about this. If it doesn't come out of you, then don't worry. You still have time. At the beginning, it's not necessary to speak. Like, it's the best to speak from the first day, but still, if you cannot, then you can just learn more words, learn a bit more of grammar, listen to more people and so on, so then later you can speak. It's not necessary to start right away, and even if you start right away, it's probably not going to be great, but all you have to do is do not worry about this. Anyhow it comes out, it's good. Whatever you do, it's good. Just don't worry about the mistakes, about the pronunciation. Well, you have to worry about the pronunciation and mistakes. You have to like correct them in the future, but when you just do them, don't worry. Mistakes are natural. This is how we learn. Alright guys, the next mistake is really common among people who are trying to learn a new language. And this one is they are memorizing words with a translation to their language, and that's it. Please do not do that, guys. You have to memorize words in the context, which means you see a sentence or couple of sentences or even a text that uses that word a lot, and you can see how actually you can use that word in the correct and right situations, because otherwise with the translations it's just impossible to use it in the right way. Of course, Of course, there are some exclusions where you can actually use it from the translation. But you know, languages are different. They are using different words in different situations. So one language can use it this way, another one in the other way. So just don't learn it just by translations. You have to know the description of the word and also how to use it in the context. And the next tip, guys, is also related to vocabulary, and I would do it in my past too. So I would just find a new word in a book, in I don't know, some textbook, in a vocabulary, and I would just try to read it by myself and memorize it. And that is wrong. You know why? Because especially in English, there are many different rules of pronunciations and there are a lot of exclusions. So even if you see some word and you know the rule, maybe it is pronounced differently because it's English, right? And I guess in other languages too. So first, what you have to do is check the pronunciation of the word. You go to Cambridge Dictionary or well any other dictionary that has the pronunciation sound, right? Then you just click on that sound button and you listen how the word is pronounced. Only then you can memorize it, because you know, guys, I have learned a lot of words which I had to relearn later because I was pronouncing them wrong, and that is just terrible. You know that you know the word, you're trying to use it with native speakers, but they just don't get what you're saying. And then later, after repeating it 20 times, they're like, oh, you mean this word? And you're like, oh my god, I was saying it wrong. And this moment of embarrassment is horrible. So please do not learn the words just by reading them. Check the pronunciation. The next don't we have for today, guys, is do not look up for a word right away when you're reading or watching or listening to some song. For example, what I mean, guys, is you're reading a story, reading a book, and then you see a word like a new for you, so you don't get what that word means. And then you just rush to the vocabulary to check that word. But that is incorrect. What you have to do, you have to finish the sentence and try to guess maybe what that word means, or even try to finish the paragraph. So maybe then you will get what it means without even translation, without even any descriptions for that word. So finish the piece of the text or piece of the movie or the song first to try to guess what it means, and only then you look for the translations. The next tip, guys, is do not learn with people who make you feel uncomfortable or nervous. This is very important too, because when you have some teacher that is like thinking that you are stupid or dumb and making you feel uncomfortable, guys, that is just horrible. Please do not listen to those people. Please do not pay to those people, because your progress is going to be really slow, or even there will be no any progress. You have to enjoy the process. You have to not be nervous, because you have to speak. And how can you speak properly? Even how can you speak at all if you're feeling nervous and uncomfortable? So just fire that teacher that you have right now if he or she feels you makes you feel uncomfortable, and hire a good teacher that is going to encourage you, that is going to praise you and make you learn faster. Now, guys, do not stop learning English on this moment. Click on one of these two videos on the screen right now and they will help you continue learning this beautiful language. And thank you for watching today, guys. If you watched until here, wow, I thank you very, very much, guys. Please leave a like under this video and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye bye.